Nintendo.
No. Wait, you said do.
Yeah, I said nin, and you said ten, and I said do. Kind of went back and forth. Anyway, Nintendo is the third of the three companies here, and they're the ones who are going to be kind of shuffling their feet in. At least that's what we were suspecting.
Well, last E3 they talked about the 3DS. That was the big
thing.
They
unveiled the 3DS, showed off Kid Icarus. Those were the only two major things they came out with. But they also suddenly came out with, yeah, we're making a new Donkey Kong Country. Oh yeah, here's Kirby, but he's made out of yarn. Oh yeah, we have GoldenEye. You know, GoldenEye you kind of saw, right? Here's a playthrough of Disney Epic Mickey. Here's
Legend of Zelda. Even though it's
NBA Jams, exclusive to our system. And then we also have other things. Oh, Mario Sports Mix was shown off,
and the new Golden Sun. They really have
and Skyward Sword's unfortunately.
Yeah, I brought that up already.
Pretty much paying attention to what you were saying.
That conference was loaded with hardcore stuff.
It was loaded with content, and I think the ending where we show up, here's here, play the thing, and people are going, whoa, yeah! And then that E3, everyone got to play these little demos, and they're like, oh, let's see videos. A lot of those videos are games that have not yet come out yet.
And I think that's what we're going to see this year.
That's kind of the issue with this year E3 for Nintendo, is that we're doing kind of the same thing with Sony and Microsoft. More so Sony. Where they announced the games too early, and now we're a year later, we're going to be seeing the same games.
Well, we saw this is the same situation we had when Nintendo first announced the Wii. They showcased Mario Galaxy, Metroid Prime 3, all those games didn't come out. And then the following E3, we saw them again.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to see this year. It's going to be the same, except for the 3DS.
Yeah.
Now, Nintendo's trying to fix that by showcasing the new console.
Now, let's start with the list. First things first, the Wii games. Wii is in fact still a console.
Yeah, even though it's oversaturated and there's barely any support for it.
The best way to look at it is this way. Essentially, third parties came in and now they're gone.
Yeah, they're gone.
Even the budget guys are kind of releasing little things every now and again, but the major third-party games on a weekly basis are releasing 360 games and PS3 games and PC games, and they have been for the last year and a half, if not 2 years, constantly doing that.
And you can thank the price drops for the HD consoles to really, and the Kinect release, and to really help get those consoles up and going. Now Nintendo's starting to lose ground, and so Nintendo's basically this year is going to say, here's the Wii's
last breath. And this means expect a Zelda game and a Kirby game.
Zelda Skyward Sword last E3 was only showcased a little bit of it.
It was a test area, and
another story was announced. Other characters were showcased. This E3, we're probably going to see more about what the game story is about.
I don't expect a huge booth for them this year for that, though.
Heck, it's the 25th anniversary of Zelda.
Yes, here's the thing about that. Rumors from China were saying that they're making a special edition 3DS that has that logo on it.
Yeah.
Which tells me that there's more to Zelda than just Ocarina of Time 3D. We'll get to that in a second. Next is Skyward Sword.
It's gonna be cool. The more time I see that trailer and that artistic style of it, the more better. The more better it gets.
Yeah. The Last Story and Xenoblade. I'm saying them both together because both of them were released in the last year in Japan and have not yet been announced in America.
Europe's getting The Last Story.
Xenoblade. Xenoblade Chronicles.
And both games look good.
They're both The interesting thing is that because developers didn't make games for the Wii in terms of free RPGs, Nintendo went out of their way and had these games made. The Last Story has been registered in America in terms of a name on a website. And Monado, which was the name of Xenoblade, in America has been on their release list for the last 2 years.
I think this is going to be... Remember they said some Wii surprises. This is what's going to be. We're going to see these games
coming out
this year or before...
No, it's coming out. They're coming out this year. Yeah. These are going to be the games that they're going to really push out. People are going to be like this, oh, that's pretty cool, they're coming out, yeah! But we've seen these game, they're already out. That sort of thing. But thankfully we have some other games out there, like Kirby's Adventure.
We saw this, Nintendo just...
Yeah, we're making a Kirby game.
Showcase anything for it. They just said, here's some footage for it.
We're making a Kirby game for the Wii, expected out this year.
Anyway, HAL. And
then the other game they announced at the time was Pandora's Tower. No, I'm going to get to them in a minute. It was Pandora's... Oh, yeah, Pandora's Tower. I already said the name, so we got to talk about that for a second. Pandora's Tower, which is out now in Japan.
It is, alright.
It's out like this week.
It's strange. It's because it's a fighting game. It's an action whip game. It looks... Okay.
It's not a fighting game. It's more an action
adventure. Yeah, thank you. And it has like a dating sim in it too.
There's a little bit of that kind of
romance.
No, you have to try and court the woman who's currently cursed, and you have to get like demon meat, and give it to her to eat. in a Thailand where she turns into a beast.
I mean,
and
it looks like honestly, I like it better than the other two games.
It might be too weird to get to America, though. So that's why I have a big question mark on it. And if it's not announced, I wouldn't be surprised. We have not gotten a lot of things. Here's the big thing with Nintendo of America is they haven't been releasing a lot of games from Japan. I think that really hurt their fan base here. Particularly, they've had, I think, 5 games not come out to America for the Wii. And that's really painful.
And they should have came out because there wasn't like there was any major games being announced.
Yeah, it's not like third parties in America were really pushing for services and stuff.
No.
Sin and Punishment failing is not a reason not to release other games in America. Sin and Punishment should not have been launched at $50.
And it should have came out when
it
should have came out like 6 months before.
Yeah. Because that game came out like a whole year later.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. We Play Motion, which comes out like 2 weeks later. And
that was again nothing just
here we go.
Here you go.
Mystery Case Files. Those 2 games may not even appear at E3. But I think
Case Files. I'm not sure about it.
I'm guessing a kiosk for each. A kiosk for each,
or both.
I think we're going to see Mystery Case Files will be like their small games. Curious. We'll have a little place for you to put that. But We Play Motion will probably be shown off.
They just released a trailer for it.
We Play Motion will be shown off at their conference, and people are going to roll their eyes so hard it's going to pop out of their head. It's what Nintendo's going to do, and you don't not say it won't, because every now and again Nintendo has that lame moment in the show, and this is going to be their lame.
This is going to be the lame motion.
Despite the fact that We Play Motion could be a good game.
Yeah.
Kirby's Assemble. I was going to mention it with Kirby, but we had mentioned...
this game was announced a couple months ago in a magazine. It pretty much was... it was in a trailer, too.
It was a DS game
where you basically Kirby's in like 10
Kirby's, and you have to move them around with the stylus.
It's a unique Kirby game.
A unique Kirby game.
Much like
it's funny how it
Canvas Curse.
Once again, ending the system with a Kirby game.
Yeah,
you have Kirby starting off the real interesting games with Kirby Canvas Curse, and now you're ending with a really unique Kirby game.
Kirby's Assemble is what it's basically translated to. The chances of it being coming to America are pretty high because it's a Kirby game.
It's a Kirby game.
The problem is that it's a DS game. Nintendo America is pushing the 3DS.
I'm guessing it'll either come out in a year when nobody knows it's coming out, or it'll come out through 3DS somehow,
or come out sooner rather
than later. But yeah, I don't know nothing about
if they don't announce it at E3, it's probably not coming.
3DS. I just mentioned all the Wii games, and I'm willing to bet there's going to be like one game we don't know about for Wii that is coming out this year. We don't know anything about. It's going to be announced, and it's going to be big.
I sadly think it's not going to be Pikmin 3.
It's not Pikmin 3, but we'll get to that in a second. NGP. I'm getting off the head. 3DS.
The other handheld.
The other handheld.
It came out. Third parties really put some games out, but they didn't fill it up like
Nintendo tried to hope that that they would be able to sell on name alone. And now we're getting Ocarina of Time 3D, which won't be at E3 because that game comes out the same day, doesn't it?
No, 2 weeks later.
That won't be there. But it'll probably be mentioned.
But we'll see something about that 25th anniversary.
I think that, with Mario, we saw a 25th anniversary game for the Wii. This year, I think we'll be seeing either some sort of commemorative special edition for Skyward Sword, or, more likely than we're going to see a special bundle or game product for the 3DS.
I personally think it'll be a compilation of some of the handheld games.
I think we might...
Or be a 3D classic of all the old games.
Yeah, I'm going to say, actually, now that I think about it, there's going to be a bundle released at Holiday that's going to have Ocarina of Time 3D and the new handheld color that I was saying at the beginning of this. They're going to be combined.
And it's going to have pre-downloaded some of the
because
games.
Grezzo has been working on the Ocarina of Time 3D and not the actual development team that does handheld Zeldas, I bet we're going to see something specifically announced for Zelda this year.
Or next year's GDC.
Or next year's GDC, because they always do. We're going to see Super Mario 3DS. That's supposed to be coming out this year.
Yeah, they already talked about that. They said they were trying.
They didn't say Paper Mario 3DS, that's not coming out until next year, even though the game is pretty much finished. I'm assuring you, based on the footage we saw at Nintendo's conference, it's like content complete. Everything is done. They're just going to drag their feet and hope that it doesn't come out.
Well, they want to make sure that third parties have chances.
Yeah. Kid Icarus Rising will be coming out probably in September or August.
Well, we hope so. Sakurai tends to like holding on to
Star Fox, because they launched the Japanese website, so it kind of implies that they're going to be hyping it. Star Fox 64 3D, that's July, and then we got this for that. So I forgot Star Fox, that's going to be here.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be at E3.
Animal Crossing 3DS.
This is going to be a small push for them.
They'll probably have a trailer, but it won't be really playable. I think that's going to be a 2012
game. Unless they're going to do something with cross-platform with the Wii. and some of that.
I don't think the Wii. I think the next console is going to have a connection with Animal Crossing 3DS. Also, I forgot Mario Kart 3DS is there.
That's a big one.
The big game for this year for the 3DS will be Mario Kart
and Mario.
Those are the huge games, no ifs, ands, or buts. In fact, I'm willing to bet that they probably won't have many 3DS announcements we don't know of. Maybe a new Fire Emblem, maybe a new Wars game. I couldn't figure it out. Wars games. We might see something that we've never seen before. Metroid is not going to come, Tony. I
think Metroid is on the shelved for a bit.
Other M kind of ruined that, and so now they're not going to go back to it for a while. But I'm going to say 1 or 2 major games.
Maybe
for 3DS.
WarioWare.
We won't know where they're going to come out. And speaking of which, eShop games. eShop is going to be heavily focused on because that's coming out the night before their show.
Yes.
Which implies that they're going to have something at their press conference that talks about it. Whether it's going to be giving specifics as how things are going to work, or they're going to say, we have these big indie games coming out for it, or these big projects, and here's what they are.
Also, the Virtual Console, classics in 3D, 3DSware, which sadly Mega Man prototype got delayed.
Yeah, it got delayed, so I'm willing to bet they're probably not going to have much for eShop launch, if that was one of the big pushed games. But
yeah, it's a disappointment.
That's for the 3DS and Wii, but we forgot one. The new console.
Oh,
Project Cafe.
No, we don't know much about it. We don't.
Well,
the rumors tell us a lot about it.
The rumors tell us that it's a controller that has a 6-inch diagonal touchscreen on it. It's a single touchscreen, not multi-touch, which I should really.
I heard it was multi.
You heard it was multi? Well,
then again, you can hear everything under the sun. It's a cat. It's a god. What is this thing?
it's a
cat god.
It's a chair. No, the new system, Project Cafe, will probably.
It's a cup of coffee.
It's a cup of coffee. We can tell that based on the rumor connection and whatnot, it's probably a controller with a screen in it. Yeah. And the controller will also have wireless capabilities, have a front-facing camera. Essentially, it's going to be like an NGP, but actually be connected to an actual system. HD console, but why?
Why?
Why are
they going to HD? Because they need to be able to compete with the third parties onto it.
Yes, which implies to me that at this show, we're not just going to hear the name. We're not only going to hear the area of when it's coming out, which is supposedly after in April-ish.
Yeah.
Which means it's not going to be. They're not going to push it huge, but I guarantee we'll see at least 2 major games for that system at launch. They're going to have a segment dedicated to it. It's going to be mostly tech demos.
Yeah, of course.
But the major games they're going to show off for it in trailer form, Pikmin 3.
This is what I was disappointed about. Pikmin 3, we've been they've been talking about it, or at least they mentioned
Pikmin 2 came out in 2004, didn't it?
No, but we asked about Pikmin like 3 years ago. They said, we're working on Pikmin. Well, guess what? It's been 3 years, you know?
Well, here's the deal. The game, if it has a touchscreen, will be perfect for it. It'll display the same screen on the screen. You can just use that to grab them. It'll be essentially the combination of both the HD concept of a Wii and the touchscreen of the DS.
This is actually what the point is, because the DS is 2 screens, and you only have to do this motion. So the same thing will be done with the real life. Controller with screen, big screen, and because you're so far away from the big screen...
Did you say real life from reference to the DS?
Yes, the DS is real life. But if you think about it, if you hold the controller like this, and your TV is at a proper distance, it is a dual screen.
Yeah.
It's the DS.
That and the big push rumor is that they want hardcore. We want to get the hardcore in. So I'm expecting 1 or 2 new IPs. I say new IPs. I don't mean just a new Zelda game. I mean a new IP. Maybe a shooter? Shooter's not their thing, but...
maybe they'll have Retro doing another Metroid Prime
I think not. I think Retro is making a new Donkey Kong Country Returns, and that's coming out for the new
Donkey
console.
Kong Country Cafe.
That won't be out until winter 2012. Yeah. But expect at least 1 or 2 surprise announcements in terms of games we don't know about.
Third party's probably going to be on
major third party.
Yeah, he says they've had the dev kit for Cafe for like 2 years now.
Some rumor that Grand Theft Auto 5 will be playable on the new system, and then that's what Nintendo's been trying to hint at.
That'd be a big thing.
But the issue is that can they find a way to get people who have the new HD consoles? I say new, I mean old HD consoles to get Nintendo's new one, because they're going to come out for GTA as well, unless Nintendo bought the.
You mean GTA is going to come out for them as well?
Yeah, I expect as much. Did I say something wrong?
Yes.
I said lots of things wrong. That's why we're here.
Anyways.
For you to ridicule.
And Mario product.
Oh, and I think there's going to be a Mario game announcement. EAD Tokyo is split into 2 teams now, pretty much.
Mario Galaxy HD. No, they're probably not going to do Galaxy.
No, they're not going to do Galaxy. Mario Galaxy 2 is developed by a smaller team, which I think is now making the new project for this console. Whereas the team that made mostly Galaxy 1. It has been working on...
maybe Kingdom Hearts 3. Or Final Fantasy
No, they're
13.
making... Not a chance. Speaking of which, we're going to be talking about third parties in the next video, but to finish it off, big focus for Nintendo will be a big push of hardcore hardcore projects for 3DS, as well as announcing the new console, as well as hinting at least 3 major products for that new console.
So it's going to be interesting.
It'll be a big year for Nintendo, but they have a lot to lose.
Yeah, they do.
Now, they're walking in here with the best E3 of last year.
Yes.
But they didn't do very well sales-wise, because they had issues trying to get things out.
Getting a 3DS out.
And because Kinect kind of stole the thunder from Nintendo's hardcore games. I mean, still, big games sold. But the 3DS has been dragging.
2 is awesome.
But the 3DS has been dragging. And this would be a good time for Nintendo to come out, say all these things, and make it go...
And by the by, I don't think Nintendo's going to announce a new 3DS in any way, shape, or form until at least next E3 at the earliest.
It's really stupid if they announce a 3DS Lite at this E3. You want to know why? It's only been out for 3 months. And if they announce a new 3DS, because they didn't even announce the DS Lite until a year at least into the system.
Yeah, and I think we're not going to see. We're not seeing it until next E3. So if you want a 3DS game, you have to buy a 3DS.
Oh, yeah. That's Nintendo.
Headshot.